This is Viterbi Voices.
Coming to you from the University of Southern California, Viterbi School of Engineering.
We're here to give you the inside scoop on research, classes, student life, and so much more.
All of these shared by students, faculty, alumni, and other members of the USC community.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Viterbi Voices. As usual, I am one of your co-hosts. My name is Paul Ledesma, Executive Director of Undergraduate Admission here at the USC Viterbi School of Engineering.
And hello, everybody. I'm your other co-host, your other half, if you will. My name is Maya. I'm currently a senior studying Industrial and Systems Engineering here at Viterbi.
And, I hear something at the door.
I'll do the knock. Knock, knock, knock.
Wait, is that knock coming through? Is that coming through? No?
No, unfortunately.
Great. My sound effects don't work. Well, someone's at the door. Who is it? Who's our mystery guest over here?
So hi, my name is Jeet. This is my very first podcast. I'm a junior studying mechanical engineering at Viterbi, and I'm super excited for today's episode.
Jeet, congratulations. Congratulations on making it to your first episode here on the podcast. Tell people a little bit more about you, where you're from, et cetera, stuff you do.
Yeah, so I'm a junior, like I said. I grew up in China, so I'm an international student. I have a minor in Marshall in entrepreneurship, and just some extracurriculars I'm involved in are some consulting groups on campus.
Okay. And pop quiz. What is your favorite place to eat in the LA area? Like, you got people from out of town. Where do you take them? Where do you want them to explore?
I have to go Grand Central Market. It's
Grand
just
Central Market.
It's
Lots
just
of
LA.
options there. Lots of options.
Everything you want. All
Do you
in
have a
one
favorite?
place.
Do you have a favorite little space there? Because there's like every kind of food you would ever want there.
They're oysters. They have an oyster bar. It's
Whoa.
phenomenal.
Jeet coming up big with the shellfish. Didn't even think that was coming. Oyster bar. Okay. Now, I think we might have talked about Grand Central Market at one point on this podcast, or maybe it's just been someone else talked about it. Do you have a spot? Do you like to hit up there?
Depends on what time. Depends on what time. They have really
breakfast
Uh,
good
at Egg Slut.
breakfast at Egg Slut. I was like, it's gonna sound weird if people don't know what I'm talking about.
If you say Egg Slut without a context, yes. That's why I said it for you.
Yeah, there's this restaurant called Egg Slut, and they have like the best breakfast sandwiches. I really like this one that has like caramelized onions, soft scrambled eggs, and it's on this like big brioche loaf.
So, for real, is that worth that line that I see all the time?
It depends. Because sometimes though I don't think the line is worth it, and sometimes it is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you happen to go and the line doesn't look insanely long, like I would wait probably no more than 25 minutes, but I would wait 25 minutes.
Interesting. Okay.
Because they're very efficient once you order. So I don't know. Ask people how quickly it's going.
Okay. Thank you for asking. My favorite spot is I feel like I have to host my own podcast here and ask myself stuff. Wait a minute, Cheat, real quick. Is the oyster place that's Broad Street Oyster Company?
I think so. It's right at the entrance and exit of Grand Central Market.
I didn't know they were there.
It's like one of the last stalls. Right next to it is this amazing tostadas place. Also good seafood tostadas. Yeah. So yeah, I think it might be that one.
And you just get oysters there, or do you get other stuff? Because like lobster rolls.
Oysters. No, it's like oysters and shrimp cocktails, more like raw seafood.
Yeah. So that place, I didn't know they were there. That's a great little tip, Jeet. I really appreciate that, because I've been going to Broad Street Oyster Company in Malibu, and I think it's a really, really cool place because they've got like outside tents and like really great like food and drink, lobster rolls, like everything you could possibly imagine. Mm-hmm. And that's amazing. I didn't know they were downtown LA.
Is that pretty far from where you live? Don't you live south of?
Yeah, it's like a half day excursion. It's like a special event. Like we go for like Father's Day and just drive up and be on the Malibu coast and get some food there and drink there. And there's like shopping of all the same stores there that are in my neighborhood. Nothing too expensive, nothing too special. But yes, it is far, but it's nice to go up to Malibu every once in a while. It's probably like 45 to an hour, probably.
Okay. Honestly, that's what it is from USC with traffic and stuff.
Yeah, that's not too bad for LA.
People talk about going to Malibu when they come to LA. I'm like, why? That's really far. Like, why would you go all the way out there? Something just closer Anyways, if you guys have not tried it, I strongly recommend the deli, Wexler's Deli. If you haven't been there at all, depending on what your dietary restrictions are, etc. But like the pastrami or it's just like legit an amazing, probably the best deli in LA to get some like really, really great stuff. And then Donut Man. If you haven't been to Donut Man,
I've been to Donut Man. Actually, that's really good.
Yeah, that's cool that they're there because they're actually the originals out in like Glendora, like way out. They're super famous for their strawberry filled donuts and peach filled donuts, and they open up a spot there, which is super exciting because that's fun to get. But Wexler's Deli for like legit pastrami, Reuben's corned beef sandwiches. It's just they slice it up, they give it to you like on that paper. It's fantastic. So that's good stuff. How are you guys holding up? We are through, before we get into this episode, we are through to almost, we're more than halfway through the semester.
Are we like week 10 now?
You tell me.
Yeah, we're going into week 10, I think.
Okay. And everybody's holding up okay?
More or less. I'm holding up. But yeah.
What I forgot to tell you, I was just re-listening to last week's episode because Lucas and I were talking about this before you got on. I recorded my whole thing last week's episode. I was in COVID quarantine during that time. And you can hear it in my voice. I was like, I thought I was pulling it off okay. And now I go back and listen to it. I'm like, oh, that sounds horrible. Like I was not there. That was a bad day for me.
To be completely honest, I don't know if I noticed, but I also I didn't have COVID, but I was just mentally probably elsewhere.
Really? Yeah. So we were dialing it in last week. So anyways, so hopefully we'll put up a better one here today. And we're off to a rocking start considering how late I was. So sorry I was late. I didn't tell you guys this. I was trying to message you, Maya, and I said, sorry, I'll be a little bit late, probably about 5 minutes late. And I started doing my other stuff and getting back to this. And I come over to the chat and I realized I sent Stacy that message, not you. And I'm like, oops, sorry, wrong chat. And I go over to you. I'm like, I'll be there in like 2 minutes. I come back to Stacy's chat, and because it's always like the last one you have up, and Stacy's in all caps. Oh, thank God. I thought I forgot something. I thought we were having a meeting.
You know what? If I got that message, I would probably freak out too. I feel that in my heart right now.
Sorry, I'm late. I'll be there in 2. Oh my God, what am I forgetting? And so now I told her, I'm like, now I'm just going to do that randomly. Just, every couple of weeks, I'll be like, oh, sorry, I'm late.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Let's get into it, buddy. What did you bring us here today? You brought your first podcast, something that you've created. What is this episode all about? What are the listeners going to be hearing here in a minute?
So I got 2 of my friends from my major, mechanical engineering, onto the podcast just for us to talk about, how broad this major really is, how many different routes you can go with it, or the different things we like about it, and how each of us are taking it into our careers now that we're juniors and are thinking about, jobs post-graduate.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to get out of the way and hand it right over to you now to give that episode. And for our listeners that are interested on the back end, we will talk about a little bit more about how this is the last episode we're releasing before the early action deadline. And so we'll talk a little bit about that. We need to get updates from Maya on her birthday, updates on Halloween. We could talk about how much COVID sucked for me. And also, even though obviously I'm fine. I'm lucky it was very light. But we'll talk. I'll just complain basically. And we'll talk about all sorts of other stuff on the other side. So let's get out of the way, hand it over to Jeet.
Hi everyone, so I'm Jeet. Today's my first podcast. I'm super excited. We have 2 other juniors who study mechanical engineering, and today we're just going to discuss a bit about, how broad mechanical engineering is, what are the different paths you can do, just to gain a bit of insight. So yeah, before we get started, the first guest we have here is Colin. Can you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey guys, I'm Colin Chiok. I'm a mechanical engineer, 3rd year, and I'm from here in LA.
We have our second guest here, Dennis. Dennis, can you tell us a bit about yourself, please?
Hey, I'm Dennis, also studying mechanical engineer, junior. I'm from New York.
Yay, perfect. So these 2 are actually 2 of my best friends. We all live together, and so we've been in the same class since freshman year. So the first thing I wanted to ask, one of the questions is what inspired you to pursue mechanical engineering, when you came into college?
Well, I feel like as a child, I grew up with Legos. I just loved building stuff as a child. And then that translated to like working on cars with my brothers when we were younger. And then I just love math and physics. So it all added up to mechanical engineering.
Yeah, I totally get that. I know when I was coming into college, I was super lost. I had no clue what I wanted to do, and I kind of just looked at what I liked doing, you know? Like, that was Legos. That literally was building Legos, taking apart things, building it. So
Exactly.
I think mechanical engineering was, like, the right fit. What about you, Dennis?
I think for me personally, it wasn't really like something that I grew up with, I would say. I think it's just something since like I was definitely into math and I feel like it was just something that broad I could choose so that when I don't know if I had like different career changes, I could like easily pivot.
Yeah, no, I think that's one of the reasons, like, a lot of us do it as well, right? The fact that it's so broad.
Very flexible.
It's really flexible.
It can branch out into like any other engineering.
Yeah,
Actually.
Exactly. And this is one of the things I want to talk about today. Like, all three of us, you know, we're in all the same classes, essentially. We're all doing mechanical engineering, but we do such different things, like,
Outside the class.
just on a daily basis. So, before we start, Colin, can you just tell us a bit about what clubs you're involved in, like, what you do in it?
Oh yeah, sure. Right now I'm very involved in my USC racing team. It's a Formula One FSAE team where we essentially build a race car and we race it and compete in Michigan over in May. And I'm also part of a frat called Theta Tau. It's an engineering frat where it's encompassed around professionalism and social aspects where you can be around other engineers and network and just learn more about engineering as a whole.
Yeah, for me personally, recently I just joined the construction management club, where it's like mainly like civil engineers in the club, but what they focus it on like is they have this competition that is conducted like every year in Sparks, Nevada, and I guess the goal of the competition is to propose a plan for a certain building that they're potentially build in somewhere in California, and then we present our like estimates and like everything that's part of the construction process to the I'm actually not sure who we presented to yet because I just recently joined this club, but I'm still learning a lot about construction.
Yeah, and like that's one of the things like I wanted to stress in this, that I took a completely different path. I'm honestly not involved in any engineering orgs besides obviously VSA, but I'm in a consulting club and I'm a project manager, and I like to take the more business perspective on projects. We consult for tech related companies, help them whether that's any part of the design process, whether that's like with user interviews or with even prototyping. So it's amazing, I think, to see how broad mechanical engineering is and honestly the opportunities we have. And so the next question I kind of want to go into is, do you think these clubs have helped you, I don't know, your academic and personal growth, or like have they helped you network with professionals in your field? Like, do you think your clubs have played a big role in helping you find or helping you kind of learn what you might want to do after college?
Definitely. Yeah, I would like Theta Tau. As I said, we're encompassed around professionalism and social aspects. So I feel like it's definitely helped me this semester to like get closer with other engineers, but also like trying to figure out exactly what I want to do. Like as we said, like with going mechanical engineering, it's a pretty broad major. So over these 4 years, you got to figure out what you want to do really. And with Theta Tau and racing too, I feel like it's definitely helped me network and meet new people that help me decide like what I want to do in the future.
Yeah, for me, CMMA definitely like showed me more of the real like construction industry, because like part of the competition we're competing in is like things that people in the industry would do like actually every day, like estimates and reading floor plans and things like that. And I feel like in school you don't really learn things like that. You'd have to like go out of your way and like go to like into like clubs that I don't know, that will actually, I guess, go into that things that that school doesn't really teach us. Like, I feel like for like engineering, they really teach us a lot of like theoretical stuff, and yeah, it's just like cool to get that real world experience.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that was one of the, I don't know, like not epiphanies, but definitely one of the things I learned last summer, that in our classes since freshman year, it's been a lot of math based, physics based, and we've always known that they're theoretical. Like, we do quantum physics and relativity, and we know that's all theoretical most of the time. But that was re-emphasized kind of in my last internship too, where I was also working in the construction industry. And like Dennis said, it was really cool hearing him talk about his club, because it showed how there are opportunities on campus that do prepare you for the real world. Whether, like, even though that might not be directly in the classes you're taking or like your major required classes, you do have the opportunities. It's just, you have to go out and look for them. And they're pretty easy to look for. I think even as juniors, we're still finding new things to join. I know both of you joined the clubs like this semester.
Yeah.
How would you guys say it is, like, as juniors? Pretty easy to find different opportunities? Are they helpful?
Oh, definitely. Like, I wish that I joined earlier, to be honest. Like, because it's so easy. Like, USC provides so many events and career fairs or like club meetings where you can just meet new people and just figure out what you want to do. There's so many options you can take.
Yeah, like, definitely, like, I wish I also joined earlier, because, like, I guess, like, as a freshman and sophomore, it's like you're kind of intimidated by all like the juniors and seniors. Like, I don't know, it's just like,
no, I think that's a really good point that you bring up, that like when you're a freshman and sophomore, you are really intimidated.
You're also so overwhelmed.
It
like,
is with the heavy course load, with
exactly.
all the freedom, the responsibility. And I think it's fun. I think that's like another thing that we can like talk about, the fact that we don't have to start in junior and in freshman and sophomore.
Oh
year.
yeah,
exactly.
Most of the people we know aren't, or like didn't, and they're doing perfectly fine. I think everyone like obviously has their own timeline, and I know I have a lot of friends who did start freshman year and they loved the club, and I have other friends who bounced around different clubs, and I think there's no like right timeline, and eventually you will find something you like and you want to dedicate your time to. So, and I also think one of the like things I like about Viterbi Club specifically is how open they are to people of different grades. Like whether you're a junior or a freshman, as long as you're willing to learn and put in the effort, they're more than happy to take you, to teach you, and like just like, work with you.
Yeah.
Before we move on, just quick question: what's your favorite memory in FSAE, Colin?
In FSAE, probably. Well, we just had a shootout. It was last year. It was between USC versus UCLA, where we raced before the NASCAR Coliseum race, and we actually beat the Bruins. So it was
so good day for us.
Yeah, sure.
How about you, Dennis? Favorite thing about your new club?
New club I just joined in CMMA. I think my favorite experience was maybe the beach meeting we just had recently, because it was just an opportunity for the competition groups to bond, because mainly we just meet within our like specific competition groups, like commercial, design, build, and things like that. And then so the beach thing was like for us to meet all like the different coaches and people in different teams.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for asking me, guys. But yeah,
Well, how about you?
Yeah. I think my favorite memory was, this is the first semester I've been a project manager on my consulting group, and we had our mid-semester presentation last week, and I was just like really, really happy and really proud of my entire team, because I definitely think we did one of the stronger presentations, and it was just like really fulfilling to see something that you're leading,
Been working on for so long.
Yeah, just for it to be successful, for other people you present to recognize your efforts and to commend you, and that. So that was awesome, and like I definitely can't wait like for us to do a couple more presentations. But now I want to talk a bit more about classes. How do you guys like the MechE classes? How are they? How are you guys doing? Junior year.
Well, our hardest class right now, MechOps, it's definitely been a pain so far, but I feel like we're still learning a lot. It's just, you gotta learn to balance everything, to be honest. All your classes, all your clubs, but it'll be worth it at the end.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's like super stressful, but I feel like what makes it like bearable is just like the friends you have and like the resources available to you to get through it.
Yeah, definitely. I think this year, more than any other semester we've had, really emphasized the importance of,
Collaboration,
like I think utilizing the resources around us, whether that's office hours, and not only your professors' office, but your TA's office hours, really going to them. And also I think this semester it's more emphasized than ever to all be actively listening in class, right? Whether it's a MechEs lab, like you have to actively be paying attention in class, asking questions, because that's the way you learn. And so it's tiring, but I think it does prepare us. I was talking to my dad about it, and he says he actually believes this class is wonderful for preparation because it kind of teaches us how, the real world is so complex sometimes.
Yeah.
Like it's not as straightforward as a yes or no math test.
Yeah.
You have 15 TAs grading your assignments, each of them with a different perspective. So when you're in the real world, it's the same way. You have 15 bosses. So it's tough, definitely, but I do think that we are learning quite some stuff in it.
It's also taught us like there's so much more that you need to learn. Like we've had already 2 years, and in this semester we feel like we've learned so much. But even though it's a new class, I feel like there's just so much more to engineering that we still can learn.
Yeah,
and it's just been a great experience too.
So how do you say, like, for let's say new students, how do you balance your academics and your not even your social life obviously, but your academics, your social life, your extracurriculars, your professional development? How do you go about balancing that?
I don't know. I mean, like I see it like everything is like a fire, and you got to make sure none of it explodes on you. You got to make sure to keep putting out the fires of each fire for classes, fire for your work, fire for your clubs. Like you just got to make sure you're maintaining everything. And I feel like the number one thing that's helped me is Google Calendar, or just having any calendar to always plan everything. Planning ahead, it's always important.
Yeah, definitely. How about you?
Yeah, I would say I'd approach it like the same way as Colin. Like every week is like just like a new challenge, like new work.
Week by week.
You just try to I don't know, just take it like one step at a time.
How about you, Eugene? Yeah, no, I think that's definitely exactly what we do. And we all study together all the time, so we obviously always help each other. But I think that really does boil down to time management. It sounds repetitive, it sounds cliche, but that really is what kind of is a testament to like whether you're going to be a success. Is whether you're able to balance it, not get too stressed, dedicate time to it, enough time but not too much time. And I don't think it's something you can pick up from learning or from reading a book. It's definitely not something you can just watch someone else do either and do. You have to do it yourself. So it takes, weeks and months and even years of preparation and practice. So I think we always have to commend ourselves for doing what we do. Cut us some slack sometimes, realize that we're human. Sometimes we might not make the best decisions, but as long as we learn from it and we continue, that's super important.
Yeah, definitely.
Right now, I'm gonna go a bit more serious note. Now we're juniors, we're upperclassmen. It's time to start thinking about the real world. What have you guys thought? You guys thought about what you might want to do after college? Any particular industries you might want to go into?
Well, I definitely think I'm gonna stick with automobile. I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but right now I'm a machinist at USC, where I make parts on a lathe or a mill out of aluminum or steel, and then it is used for my car's team or other teams as well. Like other design teams will come and ask you to make their parts, and it's just really fun, like to understand different parts of cars, of underwater vehicles or stuff like that. And for the future, I definitely love making these parts, but I want to get to I want to start designing those parts as well. So going into automobiles and designing parts for cars, that's definitely my what I want to do in my future.
All right, quick question. Dream job out of college?
Work for Porsche.
Fair enough. A lot of our dreams.
Design engineer for Porsche. That's probably it.
How about you, Dennis? What are you looking for? Do you have any plans? You're still figuring it out?
Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely still figuring it out, and like something I've always imagined is like being able to like work with my dad to, I guess, like build like if it's even like a little house that like just something I've always imagined, like me and him working on a house together and like just being able to design and actually I guess, hire the right people and find the time to like have like, I don't know, just like work on a cool project with my dad, because like I feel like that's just something I've always wanted to do.
Yeah, definitely. That's always something, fun. Thinking about working with your parents. So yeah.
How about you, G?
Yeah, I like did a internship like as a project manager in the construction industry last summer, and I loved it. And I'm going back this summer, so definitely something in that company after graduation. Still kind of ironing out the details. I think after I became a project manager at my consulting club, I kind of understood that maybe I like the business side of the industry a little bit more, which is what I'm going to do this summer. So I'm still figuring it out, but I'm really excited. I think it's going good, and yeah, I'm just excited to kind of see where it goes. But I think the biggest thing is just enjoying the last 2 years of college before we go into the real world.
Yeah.
Making the most out of it, like socially with our friends, being all together. Even academically, I think sometimes it gets easy for us to say that, this class isn't the most helpful for us, or this, like, I know there are classes where I'm like, I don't know why I'm new to this, I'm not going to do this in the industry, but I think it's helpful to remind yourself at times that, you learn skills from it. Maybe the content itself may not pertain to what you're doing in the industry, but the skills you learn from it, whether that's time management, how to write a report, how to read technical drawings, how to make technical drawings, they are all transferable skills that are only going to help you down the line. I think that's something that's difficult sometimes to remind yourself, that, okay, like, this lab I'm spending 10 hours to write on isn't going to be a lab I do when I work a job. But it's like, okay, well, now you know how to work in a team of 4 people and work on a 20-page report that you have to present that's clear, organized, concise, have graphs. So definitely it's hard reminding yourself that, but I think especially with the fact that, we only have a year or 2 left, I'm trying to keep that in mind, really try to make the most out of everything we have left.
It's good.
Yeah, that's a great point, because now in MechOps, I feel like all of us are probably like so much better in Excel now thanks to MechOps.
Yeah, and so it's fun. I think it's definitely fun. Anything, you're excited about for the next year?
Well, just excited for school in general. I don't know, just making the most of it, as you said. Like, it's gonna be our senior year. It's crazy. The 3 years passed by, and we're already gonna be seniors next year. So definitely just trying to make the most of everything. Like, still trying to be academic with all my clubs and with my schooling, but also enjoy life, travel, make new friends, enjoy time with your current friends. So
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm definitely just looking forward to like hanging out with the friends I've made here, like you guys, like, because after we graduate, like, who knows how often we'll be able to see each other, like, because of work and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay, let's change the topic. Let's change the mood. So if you guys don't know, actually November 1st is the early action deadline for new USC students, incoming students. What would you tell someone who's not sure about whether to get into mechanical engineering? Because I know I was really on the fence about what to apply for. Like, did I want to be a mechanical engineer? What is a mechanical engineer? So like, personally, I was never that much into cars. Like, I liked them. I didn't know how they worked too much, and so that's definitely a misconception I think I had before coming in.
I feel like when people think of mechanical engineering, they, like, obviously I'm dealing with cars, but I feel like when people hear mechanical engineering, they obviously go straight to like cars, robots. It's much more than that, to be honest. Like, there's so much more to learn beyond that.
So what is mechanical engineering to you then?
Well, for me, it's cars.
If you were to say it to a new student coming in, if they're asking, well, what is mechanical engineering? What do I learn? What do I do? What is it?
I mean, that's such a broad statement, to be honest, because I don't know, mechanical engineering compared to like civil engineering or electrical engineering, it's such a broad major where you almost learn like almost everything where it comes to statics, dynamics, electronics, even like vision. Like, we learn about traveling in space as well, light years, all that. So it's just such a broad topic where you can just learn about almost anything you want.
Yeah.
I would definitely agree. It's definitely like a gateway to like, I feel like anything you would really like want to do, because it'll prepare you for, honestly, like I would say a majority of like jobs in the industry. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like I know when I talked to past alumni before I got in, it sounds even more broad, but they literally said it's anything. It's design,
It really
creating,
is, yeah.
optimizing just the machines and systems that drive our world. And it's simple as that. It's whatever machines you want to be, right?
Yeah.
You can do it for anything. Last question I want to ask you guys. What would you give someone coming into mechanical engineering a tip?
A tip?
One tip.
Everyone's running their own race, to be honest.
I like that.
Like,
I
just
frame that on my wall.
just thanks, man. Just keep going. Don't just like keep going. You're running your own race. Everyone has different problems. Don't compare yourself too much to the others.
Definitely.
Like, yeah, that's simply. It's simple saying it, but it's sometimes really hard during school. I've definitely like see myself comparing a lot, but
Yeah.
you gotta realize that it's your own life. It's your own race. Just live life, really.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's good. I would definitely say my tip would be like, this is tough actually. Do you have a tip, G?
Yeah, how about you?
I think the things that I would emphasize the most, which I know I didn't do much in high school, was really make friends you enjoy working with.
Oh,
Does that make
definitely.
sense?
Yeah.
Like Dennis touched upon it before, but one of the reasons that I like and I love my major and my classes is
Yeah.
simply the fact that I'm with all my best friends. Like the 8 a.m.s become so much more fun. You're 10 hours grinding a project and leaving. It just becomes that much more durable, you know? And after a certain while, it sounds weird to say, you start enjoying those moments. You start enjoying the grind before the tests. And it's because of the people you're with. So I think that's definitely the biggest tip I'd give to anyone. You know, going into any major, any school, make friends. Make friends you
They're in your major. Yeah, that's
that
probably.
make friends you
that's
enjoy spending time
that's
with.
right.
And I think that's one of the most important things. Like contact, it is sometimes, you know, easier said than doing because it's kind of scary going up to people you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's intimidating, but definitely in the long run, it really is what just pays off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I think it's like definitely find your people, and I would say definitely find like a passion outside of school too. I feel like that helps you really de-stress
Oh, true.
sometimes.
And that's-
yeah.
that-
Just
that's
balance your
very
life.
important thing.
Balance is very
Yeah.
important.
And that's
Just-
very important.
You can't just be doing school 24/7.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
just gonna be a big toll on your body and your mindset.
Yeah.
I think that's, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming.
Of course, brother.
It's been amazing having you guys on my first podcast. Yeah, and have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and we're back. Thank you, Jeet, for your first episode. Honestly, like your interests and the different friends that you brought reminds me a little bit of my first episode, actually, that I made, and it was about like engineering and business. You know, so that's something that I was always interested in coming into USC is like entrepreneurship, different.
So many people are.
Different like business areas as well. So it was really cool to hear how you and your friends have pursued that as well.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's been a great experience just like figuring out what you want to do. Luckily, I've had the support of, faculty, my friends, my family. So it's been fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fun is a good word. You know, like if somebody's calling their engineering school fun, it's probably a good time. You know, probably a school worth looking into.
What is something that you had assumed about studying engineering and business that you've now learned to not be true, that you actually do it now, or something that you thought was important that is no longer important, something that surprised you about this concept of pulling together engineering and business?
I think I thought it would be a lot harder than it is in the sense that I thought it was very rigid. You go to an engineering school, you come out, you're an engineer. You want to be a project manager, you go, a business school, you come out, you're in the business side. I learned it's so much more fluid. In a professional space, you can really just do what you want as long as you put your effort towards it, dedicate time to it, network, practice. So that was really insightful and I think a great learning experience for me because it allowed me to kind of learn how I can blend my different interests together and how it's possible to do something with that in the real world.
Great. Thanks, man. And if you could wave a magic wand, what do you want your first job to be at when you get out of college? Is it a certain company? Is it a certain role? What do you want to do?
I'm going back for a second internship this summer with the company I worked with like last summer, and I really hope I get a return offer there. It's for a project management and business development position at like a construction firm. So I have like fingers crossed, but I'm super excited for that and just to see where it goes.
It's like,
That's
Paul,
awesome.
that's the question I dread most in my life right now. You know, somebody asking me what my dream job is. My dream job is to know what my dream job is.
Well, I think that so the important part of how I phrased it is the first job out of college, not the job. And I think that's where a lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves, which is like they have to figure out what it is that they want to do. But I mean, and I'm now Maya, it's like I'm tossing the coin. Do I ask you this question now? Because you just told me you don't want to be asked this question. That makes me want to ask you the question more.
No, we'll let it be. I'll update the podcast as we go. I'll have an answer by the end.
You're currently
of
in the
season.
hunt. You're currently debating offers. You're considering lots of offers.
That's very what's the word I'm looking for? I was gonna say ambitious, not ambitious. We're manifesting it. Right?
You're considering lots of opportunities.
Yes,
you're considering
that's
lots
a
of
good
opportunities.
Good way of wording it. Yeah,
yes, and you will land on your feet. I hope you know that. It's just you'll get there, and it all works out.
Yeah.
Things reveal themselves as you go through your senior years. Stuff starts falling into place as long as you're in the right spot at the right time, and you will be there. You are there. So.
Yeah, I feel like I should put that on a Post-it note, put it on my wall right now.
Yes, you should. You should. I believe it's true. I often do that. I hear somebody say something and I write that down and I put it on a Post-it note and I put it in my office or I put it around my computer. Someone was talking about it, like a podcast about a musician or something. And it was like, how do you learn to play what you like to hear? And I thought that was like the coolest bit of advice in general for how one should do something. And that's probably making it a little bit too deep, but I connect that a lot to a lot of the students' questions that we get, which is they're trying to navigate their life and what's important. What do I need to be good at? What do I need to do? It's like, learn to do the things you like to do. Just do that and keep following that element. That's probably the most important advice I can give anybody.
I love
but back, what, G?
I think I'm going to copy Maya. I'm going to put that on a Post-it note above my table.
learn to play what you want to hear. Learn to play what you want to hear.
I love that.
It's a good one. I like that one a lot. So to the important stuff. We'll catch up with Maya in a minute. But Jeet, tell us how you are celebrating Halloween. What is happening for Halloween in the Jeet house?
So we went to Fred Again last week at the Shrine.
You went to
really
who, what?
Good concert. Fred Again, a big house DJ.
Oh.
That was really fun. Went to a Halloween party. My sister threw a Halloween party as well. So just dressing up, going out with friends, and having a good time.
Sweet. Very cool. Very cool. I'm, have no idea who Fred Again is, of course, but that's awesome. Or did you go to see Fred Again?
Good one, Paul.
He's called Fred Again. I'm thinking about seeing him again, though. So we'll see.
So what? So do you have to say I'm going to go see Fred again?
Yeah, I want to go just to be able to say that. Honestly,
just to say that.
Say that.
They should make T-shirts there.
They do. They have Fred and then just have Again 10 times written. Like that's their merchandise.
It's a pretty smart naming convention, honestly. Like whoever came up with that, because it just keeps going and it keeps getting better.
Wow,
it does.
Wow. Okay. So Maya, your birthday, was it yesterday? Was it what?
Gosh, what day is it today? It was Tuesday. So
it was Tuesday. Happy birthday.
A couple days ago. Thank you. I am definitely feeling 22 now. No, my birthday was really fun. I had some friends over on Sunday. We just had a relaxed birthday, had a cake, played some games. But I actually have a twin brother at USC as well.
Charlie.
So, yep, Charlie. So I actually went to his birthday party that was on the same day as mine.
You had two different birthday parties.
2 different birthday parties. Yeah.
Okay.
So he and his friends, we all went to the horse races, which
At
was
Santa Anita?
yeah, which was
Oh.
very fun. I had like
Go to the
honestly,
did you go to the infield?
yeah, we went down to the paddock. We actually were in the winner's circle for a bit. There was
Mhm.
some like I don't know, the horse that won, like their owners bought our group a bunch of champagne because they heard it was our
Wow.
birthday.
Wow.
There was like they put our names on the little scoreboard. It was awesome. One of his
That's
friends
cool.
actually has an internship at the horse racing track, so pulled some strings.
Wow.
But yeah, it was a very festive birthday weekend.
Did you place any bets? Did you win any money?
I did. I placed some bets. I actually was there with Peyton, who's been on the podcast before, one of my roommates. And we did not win any money, but we did win some bets. I think we were like 4 for 8. So we actually, we won a couple. It was good. It was very exciting.
It's a fun day. It's a fun day to go down and
Fun experience.
Place a couple $2 bets, just to have fun, see what's going to happen.
Mhm.
If you get super into it, you start figuring out the parlays and the everything. Like that's just
we did a pick 4. We lost that one. So
pick 4.
That's the reason why we didn't like win money in the end, but we won a couple like places.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool. And then Halloween, was there an answer last time? Did you guys decide that this was all Scooby-Doo, right?
Scooby-Doo. Going to Scooby-Doo tonight.
Fantastic. And so tonight's the big night?
Tonight and tomorrow, I think.
Tonight and tomorrow.
Gotta get both.
Awesome. Well, very cool. For everyone that's been waiting with bated breath, the early action deadline is November 1st. And so if you are planning on applying for first year admission, recommend that you apply early action and get your application submitted by November 1st, up until midnight on November 1st. So that's 11:59 p.m. on November 1st. And that doesn't mean you wait to that minute to submit it. I mean, there's a lot of people who are asking, I'm like, let's just get it in before that. And submit it. And when we say submit it, that means just submitting the Common App. A lot of people have questions like, oh, this one transcript won't come in, till whatever. That's fine. Transcripts come in later. Any other documentation or anything else that you're sending can come in later. Of course, not too late, but like get it in soon. But the application is the thing that needs to be submitted. So don't ever say, you know what, I cannot apply early action because I don't have this one thing. No, you have all the things that you need to fill out that form and hit the submit on the application process, because that is the only way to be considered for merit-based scholarships. And that's the thing that I want to make sure everybody understands. The only way to be considered for merit-based scholarships is to submit your application via early action at the Common App and submit by 11:59 p.m. on November 1st. Now, to keep in mind a couple things, that is 11:59 p.m. in your time zone. So if you are on the East Coast time, the Common App servers live on the East Coast. And so everything gets time stamped according to your time zone. So only people in the East Coast will it actually make sense. If you submit it at 11:50 p.m. on the West Coast, you're going to see that it was submitted at, what is that? 2:50 a.m. And then you're going to think you got it in late. You did not. So just make sure that you get it in by 11:59 p.m. in your own time zone. Trust me, we can do the math. We can figure out whether you got it in on time. And we're not sitting here counting minutes when it comes to understanding how the application works and when you submit it in. So just get that in. That's what's most important to us. Other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. If you need help with your application, we have so many resources on our website. We've been holding faculty roundtables that help you understand all the different majors and curricular programs with our faculty from all the academic departments. We had a Ask Me Anything session for a whole hour. Myself and the rest of the admission staff were answering your questions live. That's on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Viterbi admission. And we also have a really fantastic session where Salma, Maya, and I get together and eat a bunch of crazy hot chicken wings or chicken. I guess they were chicken nuggets.
I think it's Safia.
Safia, excuse me. I'm sorry, Salma. I completely stepped on that. Thank you for correcting me.
No worries.
Safia, Maya, and I went into eating the crazy hot sauces just like Hot Ones does. And we can watch that on the Viterbi student YouTube account. So that's youtube.com/Viterbi student. So check those out. Those are all there to help you out understand the application process. Jeet, Maya, is there anything else we should be talking about?
Oh gosh. I don't think so. No, just yeah, hot ones. If you're watching it, just know, yes, I'm normally fine with spicy food. I was just licking the air for I don't know. The sauce was expired, the really bad one that you'll know the really bad one if you watch the video. So yeah.
I don't know if the expiration had anything to do with it or if it was expired. I think it's just bad in general. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Anyways.
check that out. And I think I said this before. My recommendation is to watch The Nightmare Before Christmas on November 1st. People wonder, is it a Halloween movie? Is it a Christmas movie? And if you watch it on November 1st, it makes sense because the whole movie is set the day after Halloween. Boom.
Oh.
Just blew your mind. It's the best time to watch it. So there you go.
Christmas music starts on Wednesday.
No, I don't do that. I don't do
I
that
do
at all.
that.
But I'll watch Nightmare Before Christmas on November 1st because that makes a lot of sense to me.
All right.
All right.
Whatever you say, Paul.
Oh, man. Okay. This will be the debate for the next couple episodes. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We're not going to talk about it now, but goodbye. See ya.